Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Kendra Creates, and I'm Kendra. I'm on a mission to spread kindness, positivity, all that good jazz, and I'm so excited, you guys, to be inviting you into my life, sharing my life with you, and hopefully helping someone out along the way, or inspiring them, teaching them something, whatever. And of course, I want to create content with you guys in mind and things that you guys would like to see. So come on in, sit down, have a seat. Let's get ready. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about a topic that's a little touchy. Let's talk about weight loss. Okay, it's definitely something that I've struggled with all of my life, as I'm sure many of you guys can relate to. I've probably been on and off diets since I was maybe like 9 years old. I know that sounds very, very young, but I've been overweight my entire life. I probably say my first diet was Slim Fast. Do you guys remember Slim Fast?
The Slim Fast Pledge. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
I failed so miserably. And Slim Fast is still around to this day. They have like keto versions of Slim Fast these days. So yeah, like I was saying, my weight has been up and down all my life because I've been on the diet on and off all my life. I probably say my highest was actually not too long ago in about 2017. I was almost 400 pounds. So I was like maybe like 382, something like that, something crazy. Yeah. And then I got down to about around 250-ish. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight, y'all. That's what this video is about. Kind of telling you guys how I lost that weight. And I know you think weight loss as like all those tips people give you about we want to do intermittent fasting, or we want to do fasted cardio, or we want to, count our calories, or whatever the case may be. Those are kind of like, your traditional approaches, and that's kind of like what I did. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the mindset part of losing weight, because you guys, if your mind is not in the right place, this is not going to work. Or either you're going to be able to lose some weight, you might be able to keep it off a certain period of time, but it'll come back because your mind is not in the right place. And every single time that I've gained a considerable amount of weight, my mindset has been all the way screwed up. So I pressed pause on my weight loss. And the reason why is I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. So I'm down to around 250. I wound up getting engaged. Oh, yes, I did. And then I had to plan a wedding. I was actually in a different state. Me and my fiance were in 2 different states, y'all. And I don't know if anyone's ever planned a wedding, but I planned a wedding living in a different state that the wedding was in, with no wedding planner, no help, on a shoestring budget. Because I am so budget conscious. I did it by myself, and I did it in like 3 months. Don't tell me how I did it. I was also working full-time and teaching 2 adjunct classes, not even online. These classes were face-to-face, and I was teaching an online class. An entire mess of my life, that's what it was. And then I actually had that wedding, so I got married. So all of this stuff is going on. I am not focused on my weight loss at all. And then I moved to be with him. So then I made that move to that different state. And I was in wedded bliss. I was not worried about weight loss. But then I started being a little concerned about it because I didn't want those numbers creeping back up. So then I started again, and I lost about 30 pounds. So I was down to about 220. And what happens when you're in love and you get married? You get pregnant. So I decided to start a family, of course. Me and my husband made that decision together. And it took a couple of months, and I got pregnant. And of course I gained weight when I was pregnant. They didn't want me to gain too much weight because I was already overweight. And I gained about 30 pounds. So I was back up to 250 about 250 when I was pregnant. And then what happened after I had the baby, like I had my baby on a Saturday. I was back home on Monday with my baby. And I mean, I had lived, of course, most of my life with no baby, you know, single, carefree, just chilling, maxing and relaxing, doing whatever I want to do. And now I am responsible for an entire human life. And that is quite the task. So I wound up getting postpartum depression. And if you guys don't know what postpartum depression is, our birth givers, sometimes they wind up with depression symptoms based upon a bunch of hormonal changes and then of course life adjustments, and then you are working on little to no sleep. So it's kind of like a bunch of depression symptoms mixed in with the possible inability to bond with your child. It could be irritability, crying spells, insomnia, which you probably aren't sleeping a lot anyways with a new baby, but yeah, that happened to me. And my way of coping, I'm an emotional eater. So I was just eating everything in my sight. I wasn't in a good place mentally, even though I had my baby that I wanted so bad. It was just a very bad time in my life. And I gained weight. So I got up again to about 274. And most people, you know, breastfeed and they say, oh, the weight flies right off. Well, I only breastfed for about 3 months because my baby was not having the breast. He wanted a bottle, and that's what he eventually got. You know, I wanted my baby to like thrive and, you know, be healthy and not cry because he's hungry. So he needed to be on the bottle. Anyways. So I was back up to about 274 and I'm just chugging life along. So many things are happening at this moment in time. Right before I had my baby, I literally got laid off from my job. They were like, oh, we're eliminating your position. I was like, okay, cool. I probably wasn't coming back anyways, but that's fine. So now I'm staying home full time with my baby. I'm teaching 1 or 2 adjunct classes a term, which is good for me to keep my mind active doing something. But it was a big adjustment. And like I said, I'm an emotional eater. So my place of comfort was with food. So I ate. I gained weight. I was about back up to 274, which was horrible. And then I say in about a year ago, in May, around May of 2021, I said, I need to change this. Like, I have to change this. Like, I have a baby at home now. I need to be active for my child. I need to be able to run around with them, take them outside to the park, do things with them, you know, get out there and experience life and be energetic and just be healthy for them, you know, because they're going to need me around. So that's what I wanted to do, not only for myself, but also for my child. And also, of course, set a good example for them. So I started last year and it was working out well. I was in the gym regularly, but one thing I couldn't get down was my eating. And so I'm actually going to start a program that's gonna help with that situation I have going on with my eating, and I'm gonna get into videos about that, and hopefully I can inspire change from you guys or help you guys out if you're having a problem with your eating habits as well. But gym, oh, I had it. I got it down to about 250-ish. 250-ish. So starting here in January, you know, new year, new me, it's time to get back on and do it. So we'll see how that goes. But let's talk about how I lost over those 100 pounds in the beginning. How did I go from like 380 something to 250 something? How did I do that? So with that being said, there's 5 things that I want to talk about on how I did that. And like I said, they aren't the traditional methods of diet and exercise. It all starts here with the mental. So that's the first thing. First thing is mental health. Your mental health is so important. And I am so glad now that people are so much more aware of mental health and mental health issues, because I can remember like having those issues when I was younger and being embarrassed, and not having anyone to talk to and feeling like I was strange or weird. But now people are starting to talk about it. When it comes down to your mental health, y'all, counseling. I cannot rave on counseling enough. And I know people are like, well, what if I don't have the money to pay for that? Okay, first of all, do you have insurance? Or are you on your parents' insurance? Usually you'll pay a copay for every visit, right? So usually copays are like $20 or $30. More insurances are getting into the habit of not making counseling sessions specialist visits. So they're treated just like doctor's visits. So $20 or $30 copay, hopefully, if your insurance is cool or whatever. And I'm sorry, this is US based. I don't know about any other country's healthcare system. All I know is about American healthcare. But anyways, $20, $30 copay to see them. If you can't scrape up $20 or $30 and you're low income and you have no insurance, usually if you live in a major city, there are free clinics that you can go to, or providers that have a sliding scale, which means they go based upon your income, how much they charge you. So it could be like $0, or it could, go up there if you have money, but for some reason don't have insurance. And then there's also, I want to say, if you have a university in your city where you live and they have academic programs where they are graduating people to become counselors, therapists, psychologists, things like that. So people are getting their master's degrees or PhDs. They may have clinics set up to where those graduate students are doing counseling sessions, because they need those hours to become licensed in the state. So you may be able to find ways like that to get counseling. You guys just call around, just find out. And you know what? If you need someone to help you to call around and find out, send me a message. I'm gonna have my information always in the box. So you guys feel free to reach out to me. I'm starting this channel. No one's watching it. So if there are 1 or 2 people that reach out to me and they say, I live in such and such city, please help me, I will help you. I promise I will, because I take it seriously. I take mental health very seriously, and it's very important. Yeah, I'll help you find somebody. I mean, even if you do have insurance and you're like, I don't know where to start at, I'll walk you through the steps. If you already do see a counselor or a psychiatrist and you've been prescribed medication, you guys, please take your medications. Take them on time, take the correct dosage. Do not take things that interfere with your medication. If you don't know anything about that, please see your pharmacist and talk to them. Read the leaflet inside of your medication. If you don't have a leaflet, Google your medication, and Google will come up with that leaflet, and you can find out if there's anything that interferes with your medication, such as alcohol or other substances. And if you feel like you need to be on medication, or you've been prescribed medication, but for some reason you're not taking it, please take your medication, okay? People are depending on you, and not just your family or friends, but people in society. Society as a whole wants you to be a well-balanced, healthy person that contributes, right? So if you need to take your meds, take your meds. If you're unsure, see your medical doctor, see your counselor, see your psychiatrist, see all these people. These people are on your side, on your team, so that they can decide your treatment plan for you, the best course of action for you, okay? Because I am not a medical professional. I am not giving medical advice. Only if you've already discussed all these things with those professionals. One thing that I do that I'm so excited about, I've been keeping up regularly with, is journaling. You guys, I'm telling you, just get you one of these babies right here and just vent away. Like, you had a bad day, right in there and talk about what was so bad. If you don't have anybody to talk to your journal like it's your best friend. Even if you are talking to a counselor, still try to journal. Even if you're not a good writer, who cares? Nobody is reading that but you. And if you feel like you have privacy concerns or privacy issues, I'm sure, but I don't know for a fact because I haven't looked, but I am sure that there are journal apps that you could probably download on your phone or use the note section. If you have an iPhone, I'm sure other phones have that too. And just do it like that, because just getting that stuff out makes all the difference in the world. Okay, finally, one thing that helps my mental health is doing the things that bring me joy. So what brings you joy? I know what brings me joy, but what brings you joy? If you can't even answer that question, you're like, you know what, I've been sad so long, I don't even know what brings me joy. Just start doing stuff. You're on the internet right now. And I'm sure you've seen like a million videos on YouTube and wherever else you look at content, right? What are those people doing on there? Do they look happy? Like, are they excited? One thing that I discovered that I love doing is traveling. I do. And it doesn't matter where I go. I don't care where I go. I could probably go to South Dakota and find something to do and enjoy it. And you know the reason why? It's because I didn't do that when I was younger. Like, we didn't have any disposable money to go travel around the country, you know? So it's all things that I've never seen before. It's all things that I've wanted to see, or maybe like in my wildest dreams, I could see it. I don't know. It brings me joy. I love doing it. Haven't really been doing it with the pandemic going on and everything, but I'm trying to get out there again and do some more traveling. And if you can't go anywhere, do a staycation. What's in your own city or what's in a city close to you? I happen to live in a major city, probably one of the most amazing cities in the country. You probably know where I live. Anyways, there's always something to do in my city. So explore your city or something close to you if you can't afford to travel, or do whatever else it is that brings you joy. Does hanging out with friends and family bring you joy? If those people are like not toxic and you can stand to be around them for 2 seconds, just go hang out with them, visit them, you know, do things that bring you joy and make you happy. This is how you take care of yourself and your mental health, okay? Now, what I really want to talk to you is about goal setting. Goal setting is very, very important. You know, you probably think, oh, she's goal oriented and I'm not, and I don't care. I just kind of do things. And how's that been working out for you? Yeah, you need to set some goals. So we want to set SMART goals, and SMART is an acronym, so it stands for something. So the S in SMART stands for specific. So who, what, where, how. You want to be very specific about your goal. So you don't want to just say, I want to lose weight. That's not specific. You want to lose 20 pounds by December 31st using keto. You want to be very specific in your goal setting, okay? The M in SMART stands for measurable. So how many, how much, how many pounds do you want to lose? Or if you don't even have like a weight loss goal, if you do have a weight loss goal, but you have other goals too, like you want these things to be measurable. How will you know that you've met this goal if it can't be measured in some kind of form or fashion, right? Okay. You want your goal to be attainable or achievable. So you want this goal to be something that you actually can reach. So you saying you want to lose 20 pounds in a week, I mean, unless you're like 600 pounds, that's not gonna happen. So you need to focus on goals that are realistic, right? Okay. R stands for relevant. Does this goal matter to you? Is this something important to you? Like, is it worthwhile? Is it right for me? Should I be accomplishing this goal? Is this something I really should be working towards, right? And I'll give you the perfect example. A lot of people will have the goal in mind to go to school and get a degree, but they have no idea what they want to get a degree in. They have no idea what they want their career to be. They're not the least bit interested in school. They barely made it out of high school. They're not really motivated or focused on school. Why are you signing up? Like, why are you doing that, right? So you want this goal to be relevant to you. So if you know that you've been overweight, you know that that's something that you want to do and it's coming from inside yourself. Maybe you don't feel comfortable in your clothes. Maybe you're having health issues. I don't know, maybe you want to like be like me and be active and keep up with your child or whatever the case may be. It's relevant. It's very relevant to you. And finally, the T is time bound. So when do you want to achieve this goal? Okay? So keep that in mind when you're goal setting. You want to set SMART goals, okay? Also, you want to have a plan in place. So we talked about our mental health. We talked about our goal setting. We want to have some kind of plan in place. Now, there are so many things on the market to lose weight, right? They've been around since forever. I don't care how you do it. Just like I'm sure you don't care how I'm losing weight. I'm going to participate in a specific plan this year of 2022. But you need to have some kind of plan in place, because if you do not, you might fail, and you probably will, especially if you're going into it with a negative mindset. You know, you're going into it with a lot of self-doubt, low confidence, low self-esteem. Oh, this is probably going to be like the last 20 times I did this. I don't know. That's how I feel. I know I've probably done it over 20 times. So you want to have some kind of plan in place. You also want to have accountability in place. So you can literally pay for like an accountability coach or an accountability partner. Everybody doesn't have the extra buddies, you know, laying around. So this is like the biggest reason why I'm doing this vlog and making these videos, is because I do want accountability for my new like weight loss journey. I also want to help people out, because I know like a lot of people don't have that support of friends and family around. I don't have friends or family in the city that I live in now because I moved. So yeah, it can be difficult. Social media is amazing. It's an amazing place. Good and bad, of course, but I'm talking about the good parts. You can get in like all kind of groups on social media, different platforms and things like that. And you can get people, you know, for help and accountability. So don't feel like you're alone. And then the final thing, you guys, don't give up. I know that sounds so cliche. It's so rah-rah, but I don't want you to give up, okay? Like, I feel like I've been giving up all my life. Like, I feel like I've been starting over all my life. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like this is not the time for me or for you to be doing that. Like, so what are we going to do? We are not going to give up. We are going to hold each other accountable. We are going to stick to our plans in place. We're going to set SMART goals, and we're going to, first and foremost, take care of our mental health. It is so very important, okay? I think that's about it. So I want to end on a positive note, and I want to end on a word, okay? So my word today by Maya Angelou, if you don't know who she is, look her up. You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody, okay? That's a word, y'all. I'm telling you. I would probably say the only person that you have something to prove to is your own self. Because a lot of times we are our worst critics. We are so mean to ourselves sometimes. And we tell ourselves some of the worst things. I can't do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This is so depressing. I have no help. I'm stressed out. And you get this negative mindset from all of that self-doubt and negative self-talk. Yeah, you can tell I've been to a lot of counseling. So I want to tell you guys, look, don't give up and stop trying to prove things to people, especially on this social media, because let me tell you, these people's lives are not as grand as you think they are, but sometimes they are. So it's always good to look at that as motivation, but you don't have anything to prove to anybody except yourself, okay? So on that note, I'm going to bid you guys farewell, and I will see you next time.